This is Goku-san, DBZ, and welcome back to, of course, Top 12 Sunday, which I have an announcement to make, which is I'd like to hear back some feedback over the next month, and if I don't get any feedback positive-wise, I'm going to be changing it from Top 12 Sundays back to Top 10 Sundays, because I have noticed that my top 10 lists got more views than my top 12 seeing the beginning. I want to do top 12s because I want more originality than most others, but it's obvious that the traditional top 10 is what seems to get more response. So, unless I get any positive feedback over the next 4 weeks, starting first Sunday of April, I will officially be changing back to top 10s for the top countdown list. So, give me some feedback and let me know what your thoughts are. Of course, and I'm getting ready to do, though I said originally a few days back that I was going to do the issue 4 comic book review for Street Fighter Unlimited. I will be doing probably this evening and try to have it uploaded tomorrow morning. But here is top 12 Sunday, top 12 Coldplay songs. And today, honorable mentions first. Though it's more of, the first is technically more of a instrumental piece rather than any actual singing, but still a track. Life in Technicolor, Low, Birds, which is off, of course, their newest album, and Don't Panic, which is off of one of their older albums. Coming in at number 12 is hands down their most viewed, probably, music video on YouTube. Though I don't think it's one of their best songs, it is kind of become overplayed over a period of time, and that is the song Paradise. Don't get me wrong, I like it. The problem is where I work, I keep hearing this song getting played every single day, so one time I liked the song, and now that I hear it so much, it kind of makes me not like it so much. But that's my personal opinion. But Paradise is a pretty popular song overall. Coming in number 11 is In My Place, which of course is from their, I believe it was from their second studio album. But In My Place, really good track. It's not quite the more traditional Coldplay that we know today. And this was, of course, back in the earlier days. Viva La Vida was the last album that didn't have a lot of techno sound and stuff, and after that is when you start hearing more of a techno style and sound to Coldplay's music, which is why I don't like them quite as much now as I used to. Coming in at number 10 is off, I'm trying to remember what year it was. I believe it was our 2010, 2011, around that time frame, which was, the track was released, Princess of China. And of course, it's not just Coldplay, it's also featuring Rihanna, which is a very popular overall song and pretty well done. One of the few newer songs, personally for me, that I actually like from Coldplay was featuring Rihanna, but I'm kind of a fan of Rihanna, so maybe I'm kind of biased, but this is where it gets on the list because it is still a really popular song among Coldplay fans. Coming in at number 9, off of their Viva La Vida album, 42, which is a really good track, very enjoyable, and it does have a little bit of more the traditional Coldplay sound and feel to it. Coming in at number 8, also off of their Viva La Vida album, Yes. And why so many tracks off of Viva La Vida album? Because it's hands down their best-selling album they've ever produced. It has sold more than 10 million copies worldwide. which is very impressive, I might add. And now, currently to date, they have sold, last time I checked, they have sold around between 60-65 million range of albums, which does put them in the upper list of pop groups. Because there's only a handful of pop groups that have sold more than 60-some million albums. For some reason, solo pop artists tend to sell better than the groups. Why? I'm not quite sure. Hard to say. Coming at number 7. Hands down the most successful song off of their album X and Y. And of course that being Speed of Sound, which had a really cool background to the music video with a lot of color and stuff to go with the song. It was kind of refreshing, a little different than other, more at that time established pop-ish style groups. Coldplay went for a little bit of a different look and feel with some of their music videos, and that's one thing I miss about the old Coldplay. They had a little bit more originality to their style than you see nowadays from Coldplay, unfortunately. Coming in at number 6, off their Viva La Vida album, Lovers in Japan, The Region of Love. Technically, it's just Lovers in Japan because it actually has a second part to the song on the actual album. The music video, on the other hand, only has the first part, Lovers in Japan. And they cut off the part where it changes over to another piece, which is called The Region of Love. Which is interesting. It's a really good, well-done song. The music video is very cool and different. Something I like. And I think it does definitely have the traditional Coldplay sound. Very much so of that particular time period. Really from their second studio album to Viva La Vida, which was their fourth studio album. That was when they got really their, what I call the Coldplay sound. Was really from their second to their fourth studio album. Then their fifth studio album still had some songs with the traditional Coldplay sound, but started going more in the direction of techno. So they started following more the direction of other artists out there, such as Pendulum, and of course also probably the world-renowned, of course, Depeche Mode, which started out more traditional with experimenting, but became very heavily techno and more recent. Since the probably early 2000s, they started head more the techno direction. Now they're very heavily techno-driven, or electronic. Depends how you want to define that particular genre. Coming in at number 5. If it was up to me personally, probably my second favorite song from them, and that being Clocks, off, hands down, probably the most successful song off of their second studio album. Clocks was one of the first songs that really established what I call the Coldplay sound and style. Clocks really was one of the first major hits of that signature style they would become known for over a period of 6 years. Coming in at number 4 is another song from, of course, Viva La Vida album. It was the song that started up after Life in Technicolor, and that is Cemeteries of London. It has a little bit of a more eerie sound with also the mixture of the traditional Coldplay sound combined with the eerie factor. But given it's the name of the song being, it makes sense to have a little bit of an eerie sound to it. And it does talk about the history time frame of when the Viva La Vida album took place, of course. Which, the journey in the album takes place really from England to France, which is a very fascinating story if you listen to all the overall songs of the album. That's one thing, I think Viva La Vida is, besides being their best-selling album, personally for me, It's my number one favorite album, and I think it's by far their superior album. I would say after that, probably their second best quality album, at least from my perspective, is their second studio album, which had amazing songs like Clocks and a few other songs. Coming in at number 3, off of their debut album, of course. The song which everyone probably has heard, obviously, Yellow, comes in at number 3. Which is definitely the song that put them on the map. It was the first major single they would have off of their studio debut. Though they had been working on music prior with independent label, this was the first established studio album, and Yellow was a really good choice for being the first major single off of their debut studio album. It was a good selection piece, and it really made an impact on the VH1 MTV charts, back when they actually played music videos, of course. This was back in like 2000, so we're talking 16 years ago when their debut came out. Been quite a while now, hasn't it? Coming in at number 2 is hands down their most viewed, most successful music video up until Paradise. And that was a signature single off of their album Viva La Vida, and that is the song Viva La Vida. Now, personally, for me, Viva La Vida is probably my third favorite song, personally. Number 1 on this list is also, actually, interestingly enough, my personal favorite. But I was surprised at how positive response was on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and on YouTube. I've heard no negative things about the number 1 on this list, and that is The Scientist. It has a little bit of a difference. Some of the music style to it has a little bit of a, for some reason, a little bit of a John Lennon feel to the actual music. Not the lyrics, obviously. And I like that about it. They had a little bit of a throwback feel to like John Lennon music. And the music video was interesting. Now, some people would say it's unique, but I've seen a similar thing done by Remy Zero do a similar overall video type thing. So, with that said, this was the top 12 Coldplay songs. Leave a comment below. Let me know what your personal favorite Coldplay songs are, or if you like Coldplay for that matter. What's your favorite album? And please leave a comment. Give me ideas for future, and of course, give me a comment. Tell me if you think I should keep the top 12 or go back to top 10s. I just want to hear feedback from you all out there. Please follow me at twitter.com/GokuSunDBC, as well as on googleplus.com/GokuSunDBC. Please subscribe, thumbs up this video, and share it with other people if you enjoy this. And stay tuned, of course, for next week for Top 12 Music Theme Month, which will be the top 12. We'll go on to metal instead next week. The top 12 Megadeth songs. So stay tuned for that, for one of the big 4 of thrash metal. And now here is my pick for Song of the Week, which I've just started doing a few weeks back. This week, the song is from the band Depeche Mode, and it's the track off of their last album called Heaven. If you haven't checked out or never listened to Depeche Mode, I highly recommend you check out Depeche Mode and the song Heaven. It's a really great track, and it shows that they haven't lost a single step over the years. And I just want to try to keep things positive on here. And stay tuned, of course, for my issue number 4 comic book review of Street Fighter Unlimited. And also I'll be working on issue number 1 of Mighty Morphin Power Ranger comic. Yeah, it's interesting they're trying to resurrect some of the old classics, but why not? Anyways, I'll see you all next time here in YouTube land soon enough. Oh, and I'm working on a special game review. It's going to be Super Smash Bros. On the N64. So stay tuned for that future game review that I'll be working on.